With the 4th of July holiday weekend quickly approaching, state campgrounds and campers are preparing accordingly for fire prevention. These new licenses became available on May 1st. So why is it that 1 month later, only 1/3 of the eligible businesses have applied? The Alive campaign was founded in Waco, Texas by a group of small students who had a mutual friend who had died by suicide, and they saw a need for awareness on their campus. The founding chapter has since dissolved, and now Ball State is the only remaining chapter in the nation. Many students are starting to prepare for their final exams just across the street at Bracken Library, and seniors are preparing for their final weeks as college students. And this year's senior class might be the first to see the positive change in a recovering job market. For new graduates, a good job is hard to find.
And so now I set up my start date, and we'll get started about May 12th.
Regardless of career demand, there are many things that any soon-to-be grad can do to stand out to potential employers. The ability to work in a team and problem-solving skills top the list, and attending job fairs are one of the most recommended things any college grad can do to stand out. Live in Muncie, I'm Allyson Berger for NewsLink Indiana.
I'm live outside of Teachers College Room 121, where crisis intervention training is taking place until 9:30 p.m. The event was organized by the Ball State chapter of the Alive campaign, which is the only remaining chapter in the country. Now that student Carmen Diaz is running tonight's training session, and other remaining events include tomorrow night's Candlelight Vigil at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday's Out of the Darkness Walk. Live in Muncie, Allyson Berger, NewsLink Indiana.
NewsLink's Allyson Berger has some helpful tips for filing taxes for the first time.
April 15th, Tax Day, is a stressful day for many U.S. citizens, but it might be a little more stressful for college students, because from what I found out today, not very many college students even knew that today was Tax Day. This proposal comes just 1 week after President Obama publicly announced his support for same-sex marriage.
University. News for the campus community and all of Delaware County. This is NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jager Burbank.
And I'm Allyson Berger. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday night. Potholes in road construction often cause problems for people driving around Muncie, but now there may be some new reasons for detours. Kelsey Baker is live in Muncie with more information on what could cause backups.
It's a sight that may seem familiar to some. Getting stopped because of an oncoming train can be time-consuming, but for the rest of this week, you might be stopped at a train crossing with no train at all. The Muncie Board of Public Works has been proposed a closing of 8 streets for railroad crossing repairs. At this morning's City Hall meeting, one of those was approved. Tillotson Avenue near McDonald's will be closed for up to 9 days with restrictions.
They will have work done on time. They did assure us that. They said something like that's plenty of window to get that done.
The other 7 crossings have been approved on the condition that they are completed before the Tillotson project can be started. The work on Tillotson is set to start on April 28th.
Penalties came up, and Linda and I discussed that, and that would probably fall on whatever that you as a board would like to pursue that if something happens.
It's full speed ahead for the crossing repairs and street closures, leaving motorists stopped in their tracks.
If you want to voice your opinion on the multiple road closings, you can attend the Board of Works meeting next Wednesday at 9 a.m. A former Ball State student who has been denied her request for her transcript will be confronting the university in court. Jordan Irons enrolled in the fall of 2011 but withdrew the following spring. Ball State is denying the release of her transcript due to an unpaid tuition. The university appealed a Lake County judge's order to give up her transcript, but it was dismissed in the Indiana Court of Appeals. Ball State will now ask the Supreme Court to review the case. This week before finals is certainly stressful for college students, but this week Ball State has your back, literally. The recreation services and peer health educators are offering events this week as an outlet in the final stretch. Tonight in the Recreation Center, students had the chance to relieve stress through a bungee run, an obstacle course, a wrecking ball, and human hamster balls. Students also were able to unleash their inner child in forms of entertainment by playing with sand and coloring books. Free massages were also available to students. For more information on future events this week and for health tips, go to facebook.com and search BSU Health Education.
U.S. troops landed for a military exercise in Poland. Find out why after the break.
And the sound of bulldozers could be heard throughout downtown today. What's going up, coming up.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
As the crisis in the Ukraine unfolds, the U.S. is reacting both diplomatically and with military intervention.
Joe Biden said Ukraine is on the verge of being torn apart. Drew Bogues joins us now with the U.S. response.
President Obama arrived in Japan today for the first stop of a week-long Asia tour. A joint press conference is set with the Japanese Prime Minister for 11 p.m. tonight, where Obama will likely face many questions about the crisis in the Ukraine. He will also push for the 12-nation Trans-Pacific Partnership to spur trade and boost the U.S. economy. After this first stop in Japan, President Obama will travel to South Korea, Malaysia, and the Philippines.
Now, last month, the city of Muncie and the Arc of Indiana announced plans for a new hotel in downtown Muncie. NewsLink Indiana's Andy Wright is live with details on the progress of the project.
Well, we've had a beautiful sunny week, but is the sun here to stay for the weekend? Your NewsLink forecast is next.
And could the Cards beat the nationally ranked Hoosiers on the baseball diamond? That's ahead in sports.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Well, Jacob, it finally feels like summer, and thank goodness.
I know I'm starting to get ready for some cookouts, but hopefully it's not going to rain out on us. Kelsey, please tell us that it's not going to rain on it.
Well, we have a little time before the rain's going.
Ninth inning to end up losing 7-5. And also, guys, also on the national note, the NFL released their 2014 schedule just an hour ago. Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts will be taking on Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos on Sunday Night Football to open up the season.
Thanks, Rob. There'll be a party on the east side of campus open to Ball State students.
And a bluegrass country band is making its way to Ball State. Find out who it is coming up next in NewsLink Entertainment. All right, Kelsey, how about a final look at weather?
Well, like I said, we'll have those partly sunny skies pretty much all week, so this weekend would be a good time to get outside and ride your bike, Jacob.
Well, that's all for tonight for NewsLink Indiana. For Rob Connett, I'm Jacob Burbank. Thank you for joining us this semester, and make sure to join us next semester.
And for Kelsey Burr, I'm Allyson Berger. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest news. Enjoy your summer.
Now, the latest from Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
Good evening. I'm Allyson Berger with the latest headlines from Eyewitness News. Indianapolis will make a bid to host the 2018 Super Bowl. That announcement came this morning. The Super Bowl host committee says a review found that 99% of media mentions about Indianapolis surrounding the Super Bowl were positive. Colts owner Jim Irsay says this Super Bowl bid should be an easier sell.
It gets tougher. You know, we had that on our side last time, and even though there wasn't any guarantee, you know, I had to go forward and really remind the owners, hey, you know, this has to get done.
The NFL won't pick the host city until 2014, but city leaders say they are encouraged by the response to this year's game. The water ban is having a positive impact on conservation efforts, but a negative impact on local reservoirs. Citizens Water says customers used 160 million gallons Tuesday. That's down 2 million gallons from the previous day. So we are using less water, but here's the downside. Morse Reservoir is nearly 6 feet from full. Geist is down 2 feet. Eagle Creek down more than 2 feet. Indiana will not recoup millions of dollars it paid IBM for a failed welfare system overhaul. A Marion County judge ruled today that the state will have to pay IBM millions of dollars for equipment the state kept. Indiana entered a $1.4 billion contract with the Family and Social Services Administration in 2007. Governor Daniels killed the contract in 2009 because of wide-ranging performance complaints over the new system. The state had hoped to collect $437 million it had paid for the system. If you have a Capital One card, you could be getting a refund. The bank is paying $165 million to settle complaints. Customers say they were pressured to buy add-on services like payment protection and credit monitoring. Capital One will refund about $140 million to 2 million customers and pay $25 million in penalties. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is enforcing the order, and this is the Bureau's first action against a bank since it was set up 1 year ago by the Obama administration. Those are the headlines from Eyewitness News. Stay tuned for more news later, right here.